Hey, mighty good friends. It's Amy Temperley with a mighty good time here. And we have Kathy Bruin with us from OLLI San Francisco State University. And if you don't know what OLLI is, she's going to tell you about that today. But they're one of our partners that presents and shares their activities and events through our website. And so we want you to learn more about them and all the great programs that they offer, both online and in person. So hi, Kathy. It's nice to have you.
Thank you. Hi, Amy.
So tell us a little bit, when I say OLLI, what in the world is OLLI?
So OLLI, OLLI, it's Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. And the Osher Foundation, Bernard Osher Foundation in San Francisco, California, has underwritten or endowed Osher Institutes across the country. There are 125 of them. And we offer classes and programming to people over 50. Most of our members, it's a membership organization. Most of our members are between 65 and 85 years old. And all of the OLLIs, or some people call them Osher Institutes, are housed at universities and colleges. There's one in every single state. California has a lot of them because the Oshers are here, and we also have a lot of colleges. Yeah.
And so what kind of programming do you offer? Like, what can people find at what specifically, let's talk about yours. What at San Francisco State, what can people get?
Well, we are offering classes on Zoom and also in person now. We're back to some in-person classes. Our summer session just began, and one of the most popular classes is Homer's The Odyssey. And so we are really fortunate to have a professor who taught at Oberlin College for many years, and then he and his wife retired out here. And so I think the class is popular because people are like, hey, if you're ever going to read Homer's Odyssey, do it with Nicholas Jones. So that's a popular class. We also have a class called The Rolling Stones, and it's about their whole history and rise. We have a course on World War I. We have a poetry writing course. There's a joke in the OLLI network that if you've seen one OLLI, you've seen one OLLI. So all of them are different. The number of sessions that we offer, the pricing, all of it is different. Here in the Bay Area, we do pay our instructors. So we charge more. It's an expensive part of the country, right? So we pay our instructors, and we charge for the classes themselves, in addition to a $50 annual membership fee.
What I love, though, about your classes, as I watch them when you post them up on our site and I see them coming through, is how smart they are. And because you do, and all of you being embedded in universities, you have access to really highly educated people. And so a lot of these sessions are multi-series. They're by some of the experts in their field. And I think that's really exciting.
It's true. I think one of our members told me that the reason he joined OLLI is that he had just retired and he felt that he could keep his body active. He was going to hike and also travel and just do things and be out and about. But he wanted to make sure that his mind was also engaged. And so it's a great opportunity to take classes because there are no grades, there's no degree or anything. It's just simply for the joy of learning. And people will often take classes that they have never even thought about before, in subject areas. They're like, oh, I'm interested in astronomy. I'm going to take that class on the Big Bang or whatever. So it's terrific. And also it's a community, right? So one thing we lose when we retire is that group of coworkers that we see and interact with. And so this is just another opportunity to get to know people. Every OLLI is different, but at our OLLI, we do have interest groups. So when you're a member, you can participate in any of the interest groups. Like there's a share a book, a share a film. There are language conversation groups. There's a hiking group, a creativity group. Those are all run by members, and they've been going for many years. Next year is our 20th anniversary. So we're very excited about that. And we have about 820 members. Some of the ollies are really, really large, like 2 or 3 or 4,000 people. San Francisco, we compete with there's a lot going on here, right? The museums and other ollies. And but yes, people are they're well educated, they're well traveled and well read. That seems to be a common thread among ollie members.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's interesting too how you've got the member run groups as well, because it adds that social component to which is so crucial. This week is World Loneliness Awareness Week, I think is what it is. And so, being sure that people are engaging and having those additional relationships. And like you said, you don't have coworkers anymore, and you don't have that ability to sit down and have conversations. It's nice if you already have a friend group, but it's always fun to have new friends with different interests and different things going on. So that's exciting. That's really exciting.
People wherever you're tuning in from should look up OLLI and see if there's one local, but also because all 125 ollies are doing some courses online now on Zoom or likewise. So we even have instructors now that are teaching from other places. We have a terrific history instructor who's tuning in from Maryland. He teaches history, Richard Bell, at the University of Maryland. So, and it's also a great opportunity when someone, let's say they have a sister they're close to in another state, they can both sign on to take the same course, and then they have something to talk about and share together. So it's really given us an opportunity, even though it's been a crazy time.
It's been a crash course in technology for all of us, that's for sure. And I always ask our guests this, when you're thinking about your own aging process and what's important to you, what are the things that you're looking to focus on as you're aging? I mean, we're all aging, but as you're headed on into later years, what does that look like for you?
Well, this has been such a great experience for me because I've been in the position as director for 3 years, and I just turned 60 last year. So they are such great role models. I mean, the people that are involved with OLLI, if you just think of the stereotypes of older people and they're pretty grim. It's like, oh, they're slow or they're whatever it is, right? But this group is so vibrant, and so it's a great reminder of how to stay engaged, stay active, stay interested and interesting. But when I was turning 60 last year, a lot of them were like, oh, 60, I remember 60. So in any other place, I'd be the oldest person in the room, right? But here I'm kind of the young chickie. It's been fun.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think I've worked in aging for 30 years now. And so I'm so used to that. I remember a few years ago, we threw a housewarming party, and I think most of the people, and there were probably 50 people here, I'd say, 80% of them were over 75. And some of my younger friends were just in awe, like, who are these people? And they're like, this is our tribe. This is it. This is it. And they found in that day, how stimulating and engaging and interesting and active these folks were. So it must be fun to be a part of helping facilitate that.
It's fun when we have the rock and roll classes, because a year or so ago, we had a class on the Summer of Love by our rock historian instructor. And, a lot of the people that took the class were here during the Summer of Love. You know what I mean? And some people were wearing, tie-dye shirts to class and stuff. And it's really fun. Fun to remember that everyone had a life, has had a rich life. And just because you're older doesn't mean that, you're not game for discussions and sharing all the stories. And it's been great.
Completely. Are there other courses that you're looking forward to seeing in the next few sessions?
Well, I was working on the schedule for our late summer. See, we do 5 sessions a year, and they're 6 weeks long. And so right now, just last week, our summer session started, and Then we're going to have a film class called the Global Lens, and that's a documentary course where the instructor finds documentaries from around the world. And so they'll show the film in the class. And then, well, actually that class will be on Zoom. So people will be instructed to watch the film on their own and then tune in for the discussion, which is the way we've been doing our film classes since we were forced to go on Zoom. We've got, let's see, we've got a class called Dazzling Dames that's about women sort of in the heyday of musical films. And let's see, we've got a literature course on women of the Middle East. So it's, we've got another literature course on Vietnam era writing. So it's always different, right? We very rarely repeat a class. Although we had a terrific class in the spring on the Renaissance, and it was in person. And because people are still quite hesitant about coming in person, we're going to offer that course again on Zoom during our late summer session. So, and the instructor was terrific. So we'll see what happens. We got to get those posted on your site.
Definitely. Yeah. Get them up on our site and we'll get it out to the viewers. Do you have any final thoughts or tips for people as they're aging on how they can really stay active and engaged?
Well, no, just stay involved, stay active. I mean, mentally, physically, keep meeting people, don't isolate too much. I mean, it's been a really challenging time, I think, for all of us. You mentioned, what is it? Loneliness
World Loneliness Awareness Week or something like that.
No, it's really important to find community and I mean, even if you're just taking a walk or walking your dog or something, to have people that you talk to. It helps us stay healthy as we age.
It does. Thank you so much, Kathy, for joining us. And for those of you who'd like to find more information about OLLI, San Francisco State University, SFSU, you can go to amightygoodtime.com and you'll be able to find their information there. A lot of it is under the lifelong learning category. So thank you again for being with us. And we look forward to doing more with you.
Thanks a lot.
Very much.
Have a great day.